seated today. If hero's pose is an option for you, you can sit on a block, on a bolster to bring your hips up a little bit higher. If that's not a good option, then coming into Sukhasana or easy sitting pose. And just take a second to either soften your gaze or let your eyes gently close. Notice the grounding of your hips, the lengthening up tall through the crown of the head. And without trying to change or fix anything, just start to become aware of your breathing. Noticing the breath, the rise and fall with your inhales and your exhales. And then go ahead and take a clearing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, let it go. And one more time, clearing breath in, out through the mouth, release it out. Before we start our practice today, we're going to do a 4-7-8 breath. So it's an inhale for a count of 4, pause and hold for a count of 7, a long exhale through the mouth for 8. If any time that becomes uncomfortable for you, you can change the count. I'm going to guide you through the first one. So it's an inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause and hold, 7. Exhale out through the mouth for 8. And then just one more round like that on your own. And then coming back to that clearing breath, a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, let it go. One more time, deep breath in. Let the shoulders rise up high by your ears, clearing breath out through the mouth. Knees open, your hips reach back towards your heels. We're going to start by letting those arms reach forward and long. If it's an option, let your head rest on the floor. If it doesn't quite touch, you can bring your block or your pillow underneath it. As you breathe in, feel your ribs, your diaphragm expand out onto your legs. And then letting your hips stay grounded, walking your hands over to the right side. Find length in your waist on the left. Coming back to the middle. And to the other side. Hips are reaching back, lengthening through the side. Inhale, come back to the center. Option to let those arms reach forward and long, or let the elbows plant into the mat. Prayer hands, the thumbs come in towards the back of your neck, opening up through the triceps. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. We're coming into tabletop, hands and knees. Cat and cow. Inhale, the chest opens up. Exhale, rounding the back. Let your head get heavy. Movement flowing with your breath. Starting to warm up through the muscles in your back. If you feel comfortable here, close your eyes and start to notice the strength and the grounding in your hands. Coming back, neutral spine. We'll take right hand forward, left leg back. Cat-cow balance. Find length through the fingers. Let the neck even lengthen as the crown of the head reaches forward. On your exhale, elbow, knee, draw in. Inhale and reach and extend. Keep pressing strong into that left arm. Inhale, reach. Lower the right hand down to the floor, and then we're going to open that left arm up into a modified side plank. Stacking hips, stacking shoulders. And then option to take that top arm forward over your ear. Roll the shoulder back, the chest open. Inhale, bring it back up. The back leg can lift, stay lifted, or option to catch that bind, bringing your hand and your foot together. Release it back out. We're going left foot forward, low lunge, top of the mat. Hands on each side of the foot. As you exhale, let your hips reach back. Inhale, soften the knee, chest press forward. One more time, exhale and back. Inhale and soften. Right hand stays grounded, left arm opens up in a twist. Hand comes back to the center, press back tabletop, cat and cow. Heart shines forward as you inhale. Movement with your breath. Notice the grounding underneath your fingers. Coming back to that neutral spine, left hand reaching forward, right leg back. Again, option to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, just notice if you can feel the grounding a little bit more under that right hand. Exhale, elbow and knee draw in. Inhale and range. Then lowering the left hand down to the floor, modified plank, open up. Option for that right arm to go over your ear. Bring it back to the center. Lifting that back leg up. Option to catch the bind. Keep pressing into that left arm. Release it out. Low lunge, top of the mat. Hands on each side of the foot. Inhale, the chest opens forward. Exhale, hips reach back. One more time. Inhale. Exhale and back. Inhale, come forward. Left hand grounds. Right hand can come to your hip. Roll the shoulders back, chest opens. Bring the hand back to center. Press back tabletop. Curl the toes under. Hover and lift the knees just a couple inches off the mat. Push strong like you're pressing the mat away and hold for 4. For 3. Downward dog, hips up and back. Let the hips lift up high, the head to hang. You can pedal out your feet slowly, or you can soften both your knees. Notice the length in your spine as the hips reach up and back. If you have a lot of tightness in your hamstrings, then you can go ahead and bend those knees a little deeper to let the hips reach up. Feet to hands. Half. Fold. Root to rise. Exhale, fold. Half, heart, chest, open up. Fold. Root to rise. Utkatasana chair. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the tailbone's lengthening back. The arms are going to reach forward. We're just going to move from the shoulders. So we're going to draw the shoulders back and forward. So those arms are moving using the movement from your shoulder blades. But the elbows aren't bending, so those arms are staying nice and straight. Couple more rounds here. So protract and retract one more time. Fold. Half lift, inhale. Hands come down to the floor. We're gonna step back into a plank and lower to your knees. We're gonna do that same motion. I'm gonna turn to the side again so you can see. Starting on knees with those nice straight arms. Protraction and retraction. You've got a couple options from here. You can stay on knees or come to toes. Still keeping those arms nice and straight. Also option from knees or toes, single arm. If you are doing single switch sides, we've got 3 on this side. Coming back to plank in the center. Pause and hold. Elbows draw back to chaturanga lower. Cobra, inhale. Release and lower chin to the floor. We'll do 2 more rounds like that. Inhale, heart shines forward, chest opens up. Let the hips be heavy, exhale and down. Still keeping that little bit of engagement with the bottom rib pulling in, so strong through those core muscles. Release it down. Curl the toes under, lift the thighs, plank, downward dog. We're gonna take that right leg in the air, 3-legged dog, reach it up and back. And then a scorpion dog, pull the heel around towards that opposite glute. Pressing strong still into both hands. Lengthen it back out. On your exhale, knee to chest. Inhale and up. Exhale, knee to right. Inhale. Knee to left. Inhale. Bring it back forward. Pause and hold. We're going to do some sweeps side to side. Take it right, left, right. 2 more. Lift it up and back. Right foot top of the mat. Left hand stays grounded. Open up in your twist. Hand can be on the hip or reaching up towards the ceiling. Hand comes inside of that front leg. Back knee can be down, it can be up. 2 more breaths here. Pressing strong into your hands. 3-legged dog, take it up and back. And release and lower it down. Other side, left leg. Scorpion option. Lengthen it back out. Knee to chest. And up. Knee to left. Knee to right. Cross it over. Bring it back forward. Sweep side to side. Keep pushing them out away. 4. Up and back. Left leg outside the left hand. Right hand stays grounded, open and twist. Hand inside of that front leg. We're going to be here for a few breaths. Strong into your hands, press it up and back, 3-legged dog. Downward dog, take that stance a little wider. Hands walk to your feet. Malasana Yogi Squat. Tailbone lengthening down towards the floor. Hands can come a Jolly Mudra. Maybe those elbows come into side of those inner thighs. Chest opens. Wider feet might be a little bit easier to get your heels to the floor. Hands to the floor, hips lift. Heel toe the feet in, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, Utkatasana chair. Hands are going to come down to the floor. We're going to bear walk it forward or crawl it out. Option for a chaturanga at the top. Walk yourself back in. Find chair, hands at heart or thunderbolt. Hands down, walk it out. Option for a chaturanga. Walk it back in. We're going to do a couple more rounds at that. You can go at your pace. You can ditch the chaturanga or you can lower down to your knees. Last round here. Walk it back out into the plank. Vinyasa, flow it through. Let the hips reach back, eyes come forward. Feet to hands. Half. Fold. Root to rise. Utkatasana chair. Hands are going to come forward. Archer's arms, right elbow draws back. Come to the middle. Left elbow draws back. The knees stay forward. Twist coming from your trunk, your obliques. One more time each side. Option to keep it an elbow or maybe float the hands. Other side. Forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Plank on the exhale. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Right leg in the air, lift it up and back. Right foot top of the mat, crescent. Hands can be reaching up overhead. Hands can be reaching down towards the floor. Bend into that front knee. If the arms are up, option for that side body lean. Reach long through that left side. Come back to the center. Left elbow comes under right. Garandasana arms. If that's not an option, maybe coming into elephant hands or hands on shoulders. We're going to step that left leg up, eagle up and over the top. You can flex the foot. You can bring that around, or maybe if you have that block beside you, you can give something for your toes to rest on. Lift the elbows up, the shoulders down away from your ears. Keeping that single leg balance on the right, float it back into your airplane. Hands are coming to your hips. So we want that left hip point pulling down towards the floor. Soft bend in that back leg, soft bend in the standing leg, then tiny lifts with that left leg lift. Eight. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come down to the floor, standing half split. Hands can be forward. They can come around and grab the calf. From here, coming up into that single leg balance, using the strength in your core and your hips, warrior 3. Let's do those cactus arms, roll the shoulders back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Drop step it back into your crescent, arms reach up. Hands and jelly, move your heart center. We're going to hover twist to your right. So this left elbow is going to hover right over that front knee. Shoulders roll back. Maybe your gaze goes over your right shoulder. Inhale back to the center. The arms reach back. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Couple breaths. Left leg in the air. Crescent, top of the mat. Arms up or down, higher hands. It's going to be a little bit higher heart rate. So if your shoulders or your heart rate need a little bit of break, hands come down. Otherwise, hold on to that right wrist, reach up and over. Come back to the center. We've got eagle, arms, right elbow underneath. Or maybe it's those elephant hands, stepping up and over Garandasana. Elbows lift, shoulders slide down from your ears. Bend into the knees, squeeze in through those inner thighs. Release it out, hands come to hips. Slide the right leg back, soften that knee, and then tiny lifts up through that back leg. This right hip point pushing down towards the floor to level out. In 4, 3, 2, hands come down, standing half split. Lifting up into your warrior 3. Cactus arms, crown of the head reaching forward, heel reaching back. Drop, step it back, arms reach up. Hands come in Jolly Mudra, hover, twist to your left. Roll the shoulders back. Let the sternum roll around towards your thumbs. Keep bending strong into your legs. The front leg bent, the back leg reaching. Hands come back up overhead. Chaturanga. Upward dog, downward dog. We're going right hand outside of left knee, shin, ankle, twisted dog. Come back to the center, other side. Come back to the center, hands walk to your feet. Turn the toes out, Malasana Yogi Squat. Hips reaching down, maybe taking that bind. If it's not an option for the bind, hands can stay at heart center. Coming back through center, other side, so that left arm reaches out, right arm reaches behind your back. Hands to the floor, hips lift. Walk yourself back forward. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Right leg in the air. Step that right foot forward and through. Both hands are going to the inside of that front leg again. Option to drop that back knee down to the floor. We're going to start working this right elbow underneath that front knee. So this may be your option for today. It may not be an option to get this arm underneath. It can be up with the back leg or down. This opposite hand can come down to forearm. And coming back up through center. Curl the toes under on the back leg. Walk your hands into a wide straddle fold. Maybe it's a bind at the top. Hands release back down to the floor. We're going to walk our hands around to our back foot. Knee up or down, your choice. This time try to get that elbow, that shoulder underneath. Again, this opposite hand can come down to the mat. Hands come inside of the foot, curl the toes under, walk it back. We're gonna take our left hand towards our right foot. Right hand can be on hip, it can come around towards that opposite thigh. Come back to center and we'll switch sides. Come back to center, then walk your hands back around to that front foot. Press back plank, chaturanga. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog. Left leg in the air. Reach it forward and through. Coming into that crescent. Both hands come on inside of that front leg again. We're gonna drop the back knee this time, and if it's an option, reaching back for that top of that foot. Release and lengthen it out. Hands are gonna come inside the foot, walk yourself back around into that straddle fold. Walk both hands towards the back foot, keep the hips up high. Both hands walk to the front leg. Hands are gonna walk around towards that back foot, coming into that low lunge. Option for the bind on the back foot. Walking hands back around, forward fold. Hands come back around, push back plank, chaturanga. Up dog, downward dog. Feet to hands, half lift, forward fold. Root to rise, hands in Jali Mudra, heart center, standing on your right side, Vrikshana tree. It can be a kickstand, foot at shin, hands can be up overhead, they can reach out, eyes can close. And bring it in and we'll switch sides. One side may feel different than the other. Again, eyes open or eyes closed. Eyes open, find that drishti, that focal point or gaze. Eyes closed is going to allow you to feel more of that proprioception, that grounding and strength in your legs. Coming back to heart center. All right, guys, we're going to come back down to the mat. So you've got a couple options here. You can come back into a regular plank and just do some plank holds and start working on some endurance with your plank, some upper body strength. Or you can bring that right foot back to the top, this left arm underneath. We're gonna roll the back foot onto the pinky toe side of the foot, and then option for this left hand to grab and reach. And bring it back in. Other side. So one side is usually easier than the other. The more you have this arm underneath is going to be a little bit easier. So on this side, my arm or my leg, my hand isn't under quite as much, so it's going to be a little bit harder on this side. So I'm going to press strong into that hand, roll my back foot, and then just start with playing here. So again, if you want to see the other side, let me turn my mat the other direction so you can see a little bit different angle. We're just going to play with this for a few minutes. So again, you can hold regular plank or start working that arm underneath towards your shoulder. Rotate that back foot so you got good strength in this leg, strengthen the inner thigh. Lift up and maybe open up to that top foot. All right, go ahead and try the other side one more time. This side's a little tighter for me, quite a bit of a difference. So I'm gonna be here, bringing it underneath. And for a few extra moments, just working on getting this part of my calf a little bit higher towards my shoulder. Curling the foot under, and then just using the strength in that leg. Bringing it back in. And then we'll meet in child's pose. Let your hips reach back, your head to get heavy. Maybe bringing those elbows in the front like we started at the beginning. Bringing hands underneath. Walk your hands in. This evening, our restorative pose, we're going to do a little bit differently. So if you have a wall or something nearby, just scooch your mat up close to the edge. Have a seat. Then we're going to swing our legs up onto the wall. Hips in nice and close. Arms at your side. Close your eyes. Noticing any sounds that you hear, not judging, not labeling those sounds as good or bad, but just being aware. Checking in with your breathing, noticing the rise and fall still with the inhales and the exhales. Gently soften your knees. Roll over onto your side. If you'd like to come into Savasana for a few moments, you can, just lying flat on your mat. Or just coming into Sukhasana, easy sitting pose. We'll inhale, draw our arms and reach up overhead. Exhale, hands coming through and Jali Mudra, your heart center. Thank you all for tuning in to share your practice this evening. Namaste.